This is good.
Yes.
This is called
great
growth.
start.
Yeah.
Great start.
Yeah.
Didn't have the mount for the microphone. We're in different places.
We're
Internet
in the
sucks.
garage. Internet's not doing too hot right now.
Too cold for me, too warm for you.
But hey, you know what's important? We're here.
This is true.
We're here.
We'll
we
be
care.
pretty good if Tyler was here, but we care. We care
Yeah.
a little.
I mean, we don't care that much that he's not here. Is that what you're saying?
Nah. No, I was saying about just everything. We care a lot that he's not here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's missing out, really.
This is fun.
Tyler, I'm talking to you right now. You could also be in your garage, sweaty, warm, and
This is true.
Be running out of battery on most of the devices that are absolutely necessary for what we're doing right now. And you're totally missing out. So anyways.
You could have been 1/3 of this split screen, but
yep.
Oh, well.
We're getting fitty over here. You know what that means?
Yeah. Perfect weight distribution.
Yeah, I was just going to leave it at that. Welcome to episode 7 of the Third Pedal Podcast. We are in different locations today, literally, both of us. And we've got a lot to talk about. Unfortunately, Tyler's not here with us today, but a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We definitely wanted to get something out, even though we couldn't get together. But yeah, I'm excited. I know Jake's got some stuff up. I've got some stuff up. What do you want to start with?
Yeah, dude. This is weird. It's very weird looking at only myself on a camera, not looking at you.
Yeah, we're just looking at blinking lights. We're like, hi, that's you.
Yeah, we're like, this is normal.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I thought it'd be kind of cool if we started this episode just talking about like stuff that we learned this week with cars. Like if there's anything cool that you did this week. Was there something that you learned, something that you'd want to share? But yeah, what stood out to you? If you don't have anything, I can go first. Otherwise, take it away.
Only thing that I learned this week was with the Plastidip, right? So we've got a vlog coming too. Should we talk about that yet?
Yeah, tease it.
All right, so we got a vlog coming too. I know we say with the episodes every Monday. We're not really sure with the vlogs yet. It's basically going to be as stuff happens. This isn't our full-time thing, unfortunately, yet. But as stuff happens, as cool stuff that we do. Hopefully we get to more events, more races and things like that this summer. But what I'll be working on right now, our first vlog will be removing the Plastidip and refinishing the wheels on the S3. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do yet. I know at least getting the curb rash fixed up, just making them a little bit cleaner and nicer. But yeah, that'll be the first one. The beginning of the vlog is actually going to be applying the Plastidip because I have all of that video already recorded. We'll add some shots and some videos probably from the tail of the Dragon where the Plastidip looked its best. And then literally on the way back from that trip, it was peeling off on the drive. So talk a little bit about that, show a little bit about that. And then, Jake, you ever watch those like so satisfying videos where they're like cutting stuff or peeling stuff? It's kind of like that, right? Peeling the Plastidip off.
Awesome.
It's
so
like,
it actually peeled correctly?
Yeah, it peels off pretty good. There was a lot of,
awesome.
I don't know, wear or heat or whatever with that. So some of it can like literally rub off with a rag. And then some of the sections now also could have been user error. I'm not going to throw Hyperdip under the bus on this. Could have been user error. Maybe I didn't spray it on heavy enough in some spots, but some of the spots where it peels really nice, it gets that nice peel off of there. So that'll be in the video too. Probably some clips on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook from stuff like that. But yeah, super excited about those two. Just start putting out some different content. As much as everybody probably likes just staring at our faces and listen to us talk about random thoughts and stories, I think the vlog content will be pretty cool as well.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be helpful and it'll help people, get in a little bit more if they're whatever stage they're at with cars and stuff. Hopefully it helps them get into it a little bit, try some stuff. And
for sure.
And if you follow it, if you check out the vlogs or whatever, shoot us like comment, send us an email, reach out to us. Like we'd love to, we can do stuff to our cars, but it'd be really cool to collaborate, do stuff on your guys' cars too.
For sure.
So if you got something cool, hit us up.
Tell me what I did wrong.
Content.
Tell me what I did wrong with the Plastidip because I don't think it should have came out that long or that quickly.
Tell us why half of the car peeled while we were driving and then the other side looked great for like weeks afterwards.
Months afterwards. This is June
so
now.
Weird.
And we went on that trip in March and the whole right side of the car was pretty like 99% fine up until today when I started peeling it off.
Weird.
And the other side was like 75% peeled off on its own just on our drive back, which was 5 days after I applied it. So yeah, pretty interesting.
So weird. Cool. Let's see, man. Yeah.
So
this
what did
week
you learn?
So they're redoing the roof at work. So it implied, like pulling the like all the whatever's on top of an industrial building. I don't think it's shingles, but they're
probably
redoing it.
Roof.
There's like a lot of and there's like a lot of this weird like insulation stuff coming off with it. So in order to not make our driveway gross at work, they've been using like leaf blowers to clear the driveway and make that look nice. And then the fun side effect of that is that all gets done rest nicely on all of our cars.
Oh no.
So I've been, I think I talked about it on a previous episode, but we've been in the market to get rid of our sport wagon and get into like an SUV. So we did that like a couple weekends ago. So we've got a newer Subaru Forester, the latest generation now. So of course I've been driving that thing to work. And now it has a really nice, lovely like sandpaper texture from all this stuff that is like fallen on the car and stuck to the paint.
Oh, it's that bad.
Yeah, it's really bad. And I did,
man.
Like I pressure wash it and like do the whole like foam cannon and everything like that, like every week because I'm weird. And I tried doing that, and I even used like the mitt carefully in the 2-bucket method and everything, and I can't get it off. It's still on there. So I'm gonna be clay barring the car. So that's the new thing that I'm learning. I've watched a bunch of videos on it, and I just went and bought the stuff tonight. So hopefully sometime this week before our trip, I'm going to go through and do that just because I really like, it's the newest car that we've ever bought. So I'm trying to like really take care of, like considering ceramic coating and stuff like that, I'm trying to like take care of the paint as much as I possibly can because I've never been this far ahead of the game in it, you know?
Right.
So now I'm like, so it was after that I pressure washed it and then I felt it the next morning. I'm like, sweet, it's worse. Great. Okay. But yeah, we'll see. So it's really neat. They make, I forget the brand now. I think it might be New Finish, like that orange detailing brand.
Okay.
They make this weird, it's like not really a clay bar. It's like a sponge with the clay surface on it. But it says it's supposed to last like 5 times as long as a regular clay bar.
Yeah.
And you use it, instead of using like a regular lubricant, you use like your detailing spray.
Okay. Yep.
So I think I'm using, I think it's Meguiar's like ceramic hybrid, something like that.
Cool.
So yeah, we'll see how it goes. I really hope it just, simply wipes off doing the whatever, like up, down, and left, right motions using the clay bar. But that's the new thing I'll learn. So I've watched way too many videos and I just got to find time to do it.
Totally. It takes so much time too. I actually started recording a vlog doing that on my Audi last year.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And I think I got like the hood and the right side of the car done. And it was like 3 hours later. And I was like,
oh man.
All right. The right side of the car, I'm just not going to take pictures of for a while. But that's so true what she said. Like when you get a newer car, or newer car, like you're starting from zero, which is perfect, essentially, right? Yeah. So any little thing you notice on it. Whereas if you get your, all the other used cars that we've had, like they already have their dings, their micro scratches, the circling and stuff like that. It's not that big of a deal. You don't really notice if other stuff happens to it. I know some people like get a used car and then paint correct it and do all that crazy stuff right away. I've never been the person to do that. I would do quick wax and call it a day. But when you get a newer one, especially, well, what color is that? I don't even remember. Is it like a green?
Yeah, it's like their whatever it is, their yellow, green, light green thing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's funny because you're totally right. Like my Porsche's had a key mark. I think the guy who had it before me, like his ex-girlfriend keyed the car, so it's had that like behind the driver's door the whole time. But it's like you're totally like you do quick wax on it. You're like, looks better than when I saw it earlier today. Like it looks kind of better. But yeah, you're totally right. Like now having a car earlier, and even with our Volkswagen, we were that way. It's like, okay, I want to do a little bit of correction in the clear coat, or like I want to protect it a little bit, and make it look a little nice. But it's like starting from a higher point, so you're trying to like keep that going or whatever. But
to keep it at that perfect is so much harder because then you can just like road grime and stuff. You're like, especially both of our cars are black, so we notice everything on them. So any little scratch or dirt or anything, it's like I'm literally at the car wash every day. Just like spray it, just the touchless, like spray it off. And then I don't always get to, but I like to get back, do at least the quick wax with some new microfibers, just like make it shine a little bit. But that ceramic coat, that thing lasted so long. I did it's right behind me. Chemical Guys. I did the Chemical Guys.
Oh, you did?
Ceramic coat 2.0 or whatever, something. And then I did the Meguiar's kit for the clay barring. So that came with their Meguiar's detailer, the clay bars in a microfiber. So it's pretty simple, spritzing it down, obviously having the surface super clean, then spraying it, claying it, and then drying it again, and then applying the ceramic coat. So it just took some time, but yeah, it definitely, it keeps it so much cleaner, so much longer too, because all of the dirt, all of the water, like it just beads right off. So none of that stuff really sticks, which is super, super nice. That's
awesome. Yeah, I know switching just from, like I've always used man, what is the one? I think it's Turtle Wax's clean and shine, clean and clear. I don't know. I'll post a screenshot of it or something. That stuff worked great though, because it was a really nice like, oh, I'm gonna go out driving today or some whatever. It rained yesterday and some dust settled on it, just like a quick detailer. It works really good. Yep. But even switching from that to doing this this like hybrid quick wax ceramic whatever, I don't know how much I believe of if that actually has ceramic anything or if it's just a marketing thing.
Yeah.
But it definitely like, it's a weird difference to like put that on the car and then see the water bead differently. It seems to last a lot longer. So I'm pumped. Hopefully that'll be my project this week, because we leave Friday on like a 3,000-mile road trip in the Forester.
Yeah.
So I got to do all that before
breaking it in.
That all ready to go. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we're pumped. It's gonna be fun. But
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of my car thing this week.
Cool.
But yeah. So I guess we can hop right into. I got some notes here in the Google Doc if you're in there.
I'm in there.
We can just hop right through.
That, hey, now that we talked about what we learned, guys, comment on this video, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever we put it. Let us know what you learned. Let us know what you're working on. Would love to hear it. I know everybody's doing so many different things. And then if we can showcase some of that stuff, if you guys are working on, I don't know, cool project. I know people are probably doing cooler stuff than us, taking off Plastidip and ceramic coating the car. So
clay barring. We sound kind of ricey.
Right. If you guys are doing turbo kits or like anything, exhaust mods, whatever, anything cool, send it to us. We'd love to feature it. It's something we're going to probably start doing down the road, to start featuring some of our fan videos at the beginning of our podcasts or vlogs. So definitely send those in. But anyways, let's jump into the extra notes for the podcast.
Yeah. Okay. So starting off, we're just going to go 0 to 100 right away. So just hating on BMWs right off the top.
Perfect.
So I saw this video. Did you see this thing at all? Did this pop up in your social this week?
No, I just see the title and I'm intrigued.
Yeah. So it's pretty much all there. So for everybody listening in the audio version, there was this video that started circulating this week. And it's this guy, he's got a X-Drive BMW, a newer one. And he drove into the sand, which problem number one, unless you've got like crazy nubby off-road tires, or unless it's super like tamped down. I don't know why you do that in a BMW.
Or you're not a nice European sports car. Like, what are you doing going in the sand?
Yeah, seriously. It's like, cool. Everything we just talked about with like detailing and clay barring out the window.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he pulls into the sand, and he must have just been like, all right, it's time to go. And he like put the thing in reverse. Of course, it just starts spinning the tires. So this is the part I don't really get. So he opens the door and he gets out to like check. Okay, wait, why am I spinning my tires? What's going on? And the door closes behind him and it locks him out, but it's still in gear going reverse. So he just watches the thing like start to dig itself down into the snow, because the wheels are all just spinning and it's just kind of slowly lowering. And I'm pretty sure, I can't really tell. Yeah, it looks like from the video too that he left his phone in the car, because I think he's talking on his watch like while this is happening.
Oh no. Wait,
yeah, he's having a hard time.
Shouldn't there be like a lockout? Like you can't, like I know I can't lock my keys in either of my cars.
Yeah.
It just won't lock the doors. So, well, hey, BMW, you know why.
Another BMW thing. You know what to do, BMW.
Should I watch
so
this
I thought
now?
that was, go for it. Yeah, it's super funny.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. Just like legitimately sitting there spinning the wheels, and he's just like, I don't know what to do.
Yep, he's talking on the watch.
Yep.
It's going
it's so funny. Yep, they're all good. I mean, at least I can't really tell. It does look like the front wheel's spinning faster. I don't know if it's got like a total open differential or something like that. I don't know what that situation is on these cars, but it is not moving at all.
Maybe it's just me. It looks like the front wheels are spinning forward.
Spinning forward? Oh, it doesn't look like that to me.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh, it does now. Wait, maybe it is. No, it can't be. There's no way, right?
I mean...
Oh, you have me convinced now, though. Okay, weird.
X-Drive, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
That's dude, you really messed my brain up. It does look like it's going forward.
I know it's probably just the frame rate.
Yeah, it's got to be. It definitely that
definitely
proves
spinning faster.
It totally proves that it's spinning faster though, because if it wasn't, it would be syncing up with the frame rate. It would at least be locked in. But yeah, I thought that was pretty freaking hilarious. So anyway,
I'm so mesmerized by that video. That is insane.
Yeah. It's so fun. Yeah, because it's a lot of things. Like I didn't know you could lock your keys in the car like that, like while the thing's running and in gear. I didn't know that it would keep I don't know. I kind of thought, I guess it makes sense. I didn't know that you could like have it in reverse and then
get out
and the thing would still do it. Yeah. Like I thought it would have the seat sensor or whatever and freak
My car,
out.
both of our cars shut off. If I'm in drive and I like open the door, the car shuts off.
Really?
Yeah. If I'm
wow.
if I'm at a stop. If I'm at a stop.
Oh, that's crazy.
And my foot's on the brake and the car's still in drive, but I open the door, the car will shut off and it'll start beeping and say, put the car in park. Now that's a new car crazy. Though. That's a 2020. So
this looks pretty new though. It doesn't look like, I mean, it's not like it's an E46 that's digging itself in.
It's definitely
not brand
not
new,
like
but
the big grill newer ones though. That's probably what, like a 2013 to 15?
Yeah, it's gotta be.
Too new to do this. BMW.
Yeah. Yes. Too new to do this.
Regardless, too new to lock yourself out in forward and reverse, apparently.
Yes.
And be stuck out of your car. Okay, if you're listening on Apple or Spotify, you need to immediately go to either, or we'll probably, what do we want to put this on socials too, or just on the YouTube?
Yeah, we'll make a clip and we'll throw this on our Facebook, on our TikTok and everything like that. But
okay.
Yeah, go check out this BMW
Definitely.
video. It's
you
very,
need to see this. Also tell us if you see that too, that the front wheels are going forward and the back wheels are going backwards, because that's exactly what I see.
Yeah, it's the first time you watch it, you're just realizing what's happening, and then after Zach points that out, that wheel looks like it's moving forward, it's all you can see.
That is ridiculous.
Okay, so go ahead and go back to the notes. There's this next thing that I want to talk about the Autobahn a little bit. Because it's something we've always talked about. I mean, Dad has that funny story. We should ask him next time he's on the podcast about his little Autobahn story. But just when he's over there and got to rip around, I think it was like a little Ford that he was in or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's very mesmerizing. Like it's a very interesting, weird network of highway over in Europe. But it's, if you haven't heard of it, Google it and you'll see everything about it. But it's a speed limitless road. Awesome condition road, and you can get, I think, most places in Europe, right? You probably know more about this than I do. I just did a little bit of Googling and daydreamed
it's
a lot.
It's like their main highway, basically. So I always looked at it as like our Route 66 that just like runs through the middle of the country.
Oh, okay.
For them, it's like multiple countries. But yeah, it's just multiple lanes, no speed limits. What I love the most, and I don't know if this bothers you as much as it does me, because I might drive a little bit faster on a regular basis, but everybody follows the rules, right? So
yes.
This is a lesson, actually. First of all, before we get into that. All right. Right lane is the driving lane. Left lane is the passing lane, right? So
absolutely.
If you're going the speed limit or cruising or whatever, you're in the right lane. I know traffic jams are different, but you're in the right lane. All right. Now, if you're going a little bit faster, you go in the left lane, you pass, you get back in the right lane. Okay? None of this sitting in the left lane at 64 on a 70 and like everybody's jammed up. Bothers me so much. But what they do over there, if you're coming up in speed and there's people coming in speed over there, they flash their brights twice. Everybody immediately moves over and you can go by without slowing down. If you do that here, you get the finger. Nothing really happens here if you try to do, because I'll do it every once in a while if it's like someone literally following, like pacing the car right next to them at the same speed. And it's like, hey, you're going 68. Like, let me just go 70 past you. Not a big deal.
Right.
Give them a little courtesy flash. Like nothing. Usually they slow down more. So that's what I love the most about it, is like everybody follows the rules. Like you're in the right lane unless you're like in your Ferrari or Lambo or whatever, going like 300 kilometers. Of course, everything's kilometers over there. If you're just like ripping it, you're in the left lane. Otherwise, you're in the right lane. So sounds like so much fun.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy. I think that's the coolest. Like, granted, there you're dealing with differentials. I mean, here, the video that I'm about to show you, the differential is like 140 mile an hour difference between the two cars, which is insane.
Oh, I didn't know there was a video. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. You introed this very, very well. So good job.
Perfect.
But yeah, I totally agree. It's like the etiquette there. It's like, this is why we can't have nice things. Like you flash your lights, like, hey, move over. I'm going a little bit faster than you. And people here are like, oh, fine, I'll brake check you. And you're just like, dude, just move over. Like you either speed up a little, slow down, move to the right lane. Like just do your thing. But I'm totally with you. Like I think the slowest you can go in the left lane regular, like you're not supposed to travel. You can get a ticket for hanging out in the left lane. Like you're not supposed to do that. But people do it all the time, and they'll go right at or right below. And it's like, if you're going to do that, at least be the guy that's like, you're passing so much that you're sick of moving back over into the right lane, and you've already committed to risking it for the speed ticket. Like, then you can hang out in the left lane, I guess, whatever, do your thing. But like, I'm always going for mileage. So I'm usually at like my sport wagon, the sweet spot was like 60 to 65 was like perfect. So
Mhm.
if we were on a crazy trip, or if I had attained like 45 average or something like that for miles per gallon, I would purposely even drive 5 under just to like keep that going. But I would do that in the
Yeah.
right lane. Like I would never hang out in the left lane doing that. That's absurd. I mean, it's dangerous for people coming up behind you. But
Right.
yeah, I totally with you, man. I don't understand it. And like Chloe and I started this thing. This is fun. Maybe this is a thing everybody on the podcast should do, or maybe they shouldn't because maybe it's really passive aggressive. But
Oh boy.
whenever somebody does something really dumb on the road in front of us or whatever, we just both start clapping and like smile and look at them. So we just
That's
started
awesome.
like doing a round of applause, and it's the most satisfying, frustrating thing for the other person. But
Yeah, I do something.
Yeah.
I give people a thumbs up a lot if they do something stupid. They like
it's so fun. It
honk
just
at
throws
me or
them
flip
off.
me off or something.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We the other day we did it for the first time at the same time. Like something dumb happened. We're both just like, and then we looked at each other. We're like, oh, is this our new thing? This is great.
That's a great policy to have because then you don't
Yeah.
get stuck in the road rage like
Right.
loop too. Because people get so stupid. Like you hear those stories of people like running people off the road or like getting in accidents on purpose or like
yeah.
getting people over and getting up and fighting and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
we had ran into someone we were talking to. I wouldn't call them a friend, but they had done that and they had done jail time. They had pulled someone over and they were so mad that they like beat him up and then they did
Oh
jail
my
time for it.
gosh.
I'm like, yeah, definitely deserved. Also, probably don't
Oh,
do
man.
that.
That's crazy. Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
makes a big difference to like if you approach the situation with like, wow, like you just kind of make a joke out of it and you try to make it funny versus like, oh, that idiot or whatever, and like let it get
Right.
to you. Like it can really jack up the rest of your drive. Like even if, especially if you're driving like a nice car, like if you're driving your Audi or like you like if I'm in my Porsche and somebody does something stupid and cuts me off, I could really easily get mad and like,
Right.
oh, I'm in a car, like I don't have airbags. Why would you? Whatever. I could get like super pissed about it or just like cool, like I made it out, thanks God, like clap, you're an idiot,
Right.
dude, and like move on. Like it's way more, I don't know, it's probably healthier for your mind state to like not distract yourself on the drive you're about to get on or whatever.
Totally. Well, you can easily get in the like, you don't know, like either you don't know how nice this car is, or you don't know how my day's going, or like you can easily get like, oh, it's all about me, like, and
Yeah.
I'm the only one who matters driving here, and I think that's why people
Right.
get so. Why
Yeah.
people get in this road rage, right? Because it's really like selfish because it's also very dangerous. Not that we think
Yeah.
about that on a regular basis, but it's like probably the most dangerous thing that we do on a daily basis for
Yeah.
regular people.
Yeah,
But on the flip
100%.
side of it, you don't know what they're going through or what they're doing, or like there was a time, one of the times Jess had to go to the emergency room a while back because it was pretty scary. I was in Oshkosh and she was up here in Green Bay, and I got back quicker than I'll probably talk about, but I got back very quickly. And so a lot of those people driving were probably like, wow, this guy's stupid, like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, you're stupid for not getting out of my way. Like, you don't know how important this drive is to me. So
Right.
I just think that's interesting. Like, I love your clap policy. Just like someone does something crazy stupid, like, hey, yeah, okay, cool.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to
Yep.
let it ruin my day. Like I
Right.
got stuff to do, and I'm going to choose to get there safely.
Yeah, it's like a mind over matter thing. And yeah,
Right.
that's a really good point. That's something that like Chloe will say that a lot if we're in the car. Like if someone does something dumb, if I'm not like positive about it, I'm like, oh man, this person almost whatever. Like some dude like legitimately like followed me in the Porsche and kept brake checking me. It was being weird. And it was just like
Yeah,
I
that's
was all
bad.
upset about it, but then she's like, you don't know what just happened in his life too. Like you don't know what's going on. And
Right.
if that can like the passive aggressive thing's probably not the best way to diffuse that, but it's healthier for you. Like you can't really control what other people are gonna do.
Totally.
But if you can choose to like, hey, wash this off. Funny, I can't wait to tell my brothers about this and then move on with your day.
Right.
Like then it's not gonna
Yeah.
jack up the rest of your drive. Because a lot of times I go on like if I'm having a rough day at work, I'll take my Porsche. There's like a big block that I'll do that like
Yeah.
goes a couple country roads and back on the highway to work. And I can do it in like 15 minutes or something. So that'll be a good, like, I just got to get out of the office for a little bit and go rip around and do that a little bit. So it's like, if something like that happened, like on the first intersection, I'd be like, see, now work is this. And then now this happened on the drive. And then what? And I'd be like all worked up and versus just like, hey, good job. And then like go, and then, second and punch it and then be disappointed that I don't make any power in my Porsche. But
You're like, I really got to do that 2.5 swap.
it's like, oh man, it's worth it. But anyway, so yeah, I totally agree with this road etiquette thing. But that being said, so the Autobahn, they follow that because if they don't, they'll probably pancake a car into another one.
Oh, man.
Because the stakes are a little higher. But yeah, check this out. So this is these two guys. I don't know why they did this, but it's very interesting to see. So they have two Mercedes out on the Autobahn. One is a convertible with the top down. And he travels at 70, 80, and 100 kilometers an hour, which I guess is 43, 50, and 62. So they do 3 passes. Then there's a tuned E63S that's going. What do they say?
Fast.
Every run was comfortably over 200 miles per hour, fastest clocking at 206. So that differential, like 160 to 140 mile an hour difference between the two cars.
Wait,
but they're just trying to show like the
miles
difference.
an hour.
Correct.
Holy cow.
So that first run, it's 43 miles an hour in the right lane, and then him coming up at 200 and just ripping past him. But I mean, it's like, I had to watch it a few times.
Ridiculous.
Because I couldn't understand like what was happening in the video. I'm like, wait, what? But yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, they're showing, because like that's a normal thing that happens, because guys will, I mean, they just want to cruise. They're just going, and 62, that's the speed limit of a lot of highways here. Like that's kind of normal to drive 62 in your car.
Well,
like
I
just said,
you go 55 or whatever.
I was just saying that's my mile per gallon thing. So I could look behind me and be like, oh honey, look there. And then and it's just gone.
You wouldn't even have enough time. That's why you got to that's why you got to stay in the right lane, people. Okay. Now, if
you never know if somebody's trying to do that East Coast to West Coast race, and
right, if someone's doing the gumball or whatever. Yeah. Also, though, if someone's doing 206 on our highways, we've taken a road trip together. You've done more road trips than I have. It's a bad idea here. I don't think there's any stretch of highway in the U.S. that would be safe on.
Yeah.
Not just because of the speed limits and traffic and stuff, but you're catching air.
No, yeah, you're catching air or a deer really quick. Like it's not going to be a good time.
It's not.
I don't think I even told you. We'll talk about more later. Maybe we'll get him on. But Chloe's dad, my father-in-law, just got a 2016 S6.
Oh, nice.
And so I got to drive that when we were out in town the other day. And the thing's completely, I mean, it's stock. It doesn't have any tuning or anything on it. Yeah. But it's ridiculous. Like the 0 to 60 on that thing is terrifying. And I only drove it through like 3 roads back from a restaurant to their house. And it was just nuts. Like to stomp on it and then glance down. It has a little heads up display speedometer. And just like watching how fast that moved and like, oh, I got to let off. Like this, I'm definitely at the speed limit now.
Now,
like
that's a 2016. Crazy. Did they switch to the V6 or the V8 turbo on that one, or is it still the V10?
No, it's a twin turbo V8.
Oh, that's so awesome.
So I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked into this yet. I was talking to him about it though. I'm pretty sure that's got to be the R8 V8 engine, isn't it?
It's probably a 4.2. It's probably similar, yeah.
It's because this one's a 4.0, so maybe it is a different block and everything. It's got to be a similar system though.
Could be the same block, like an R8.
It's crazy. Oh man, the thing, it sounds so good. It pulls amazingly. So we got to maybe we'll do an S car video or something. We'll get yours and his out. Cause I was thinking about it. It's kind of funny because yours is S3, his is an S6, and literally yours is half of it because yours is a 4-cylinder single turbo and his is an 8-cylinder twin turbo, and yours is a 2 and his is a 4. I'm like, that's really funny that there's that much stuff happening with them.
You know what would be really interesting is to actually take those on a drag race. That one's stock with my tune, because
that would be interesting.
It's also 4,500 pounds. It's only 450 horsepower. I mean, that's a good chunk of horsepower. It's got low end torque with the V8, but it's also twin turbo, so it's going to have a little bit of lag at least.
It was okay on the lag topic though. It was very weird because it does have lag, but it also has a V8 in it. So like the torque and the low end was crazy. Yeah. Like so you'd hit it and you'd be pushed into your seat, and then maybe like around 3 or 4 you'd feel like it would let off a little, and then you felt the turbos come in right then. So it was a very weird sensation because it had so much torque on the low end to supplement where the boost came in on the higher end. It's very weird. So it's like a curve where it met basically. Audi always tunes that out really well though. Yeah. Well, and it's funny because like Audi always tunes very conservatively too. Like, you can get so much more even just going APR stage 1 and loosening it up, like letting it breathe a little bit more. It's crazy. But yeah, driving in that, like it felt so like seat, what do they call it? The butt dyno or whatever. Like butt dyno wise, it felt as rowdy or scary as yours does tuned now. Like it felt at that level where we punched it and then it was like that. It was like the confidence in the road went down really quick and it was like, I don't know if we should do this anymore. Like this is sketchy, dude. Like it felt awesome, but it'd be neat to get them both out and kind of see. Cause I mean, yours is so much lighter. It's got to be peppier and like to have it. It'd be fun to bring both to Tail the Dragon, honestly, as I talk about this, cause it'd be fun to feel what it does on turns versus straights and how that all goes.
Here's another thing we should do. We should do some drag events because I've been wanting to take. One of my friends has got a tuned up 70 something Camaro. And we've been talking about doing some drags. That would be a great series to do too. We could talk about
That'd be cool
afterwards, but definitely get some vlog video for everybody to watch too. it would be really interesting to see those cars side by side because my
That
0
would
to
be really
60 is
interesting.
faster than that one's according to specs. But
Well,
I
so
wonder where
that-
that power would
what is
take off.
Yeah. What is your 0 to 60 rated at right now?
It's in the high 3s right now, and that one's at 4.5.
Okay, so interesting because it is rated at 4.5. His is, but if you
Yep.
look at I think it's Car and Driver and Road and Track. Are those? Did I mess those up? Those might be the names. Like
Nope,
anywhere
sounds
anywhere that car has been reviewed, it hit. I think he said at 3.5 or 3.6.
Oh,
And so that was what was interesting to me is because
Yeah.
Audi does that. They rate all their cars lower. Dad was
Yep.
saying he thinks it's because of insurance reasons. They're trying to
it's
make
probably
it like,
insurance
it's not
and
that fast.
emissions.
Yeah. But that's why I'd be interested because it feels like numbers on Audis are really foggy because they're very conservative versus other companies being very optimistic about things. So I don't know. I'd be interested. It'd be interesting to see those two cars together because it definitely
For sure.
like yours feels. I mean, we said it on the trip. Yours feels like B5 sized and compact and sporty, and it feels like you could crank the steering wheel and it would just grip all day long. His felt definitely felt closer to my Audi where it's bigger. It's a lot more luxurious.
Right.
It has those
Little
elements to
boatier,
it.
kind of.
Yeah, a little boatier. Like I wouldn't feel as confident slamming that into a corner very hard just because I
Right.
feel like the physics of weight would push me forward. Like I feel like it would understeer. Understeer. I feel like it would push me
Right.
hard. But
Yep.
I have no clue. Maybe I'm sure it's balanced great. It's got really nice air suspension on it and dynamic mode just like yours and everything. It's really interesting. But yeah,
Cool.
so that
let's
I
take
can't
those
remember
out
how
sometime.
I started on that random tangent, but
We were talking about fast cars on the Autobahn.
yeah.
And then you drove that thing. So yeah, that wagon though, we'll get that video up too.
Yeah.
Go to YouTube first of all, but we'll try and put that. Maybe we'll just do like clips from this episode where you can put those on the socials and stuff as well. But that is ridiculous. Like that's what it feels like when you're doing the speed limit and someone passes you at like 100 plus. That's what it feels like. But
legitimately was just gonna say that. Like this is what it feels like if you're driving like Zach passing someone driving like me.
hey now.
But yeah, I thought that was really interesting. So yeah, I did a little bit of digging
that's sweet.
on the Autobahn. And I just thought it was really, I never looked into this. You had mentioned when I said this earlier today that you're like, history of the Autobahn. And I didn't realize it had all this stuff to it.
So I had in my head Nuremberg when you said history of Nuremberg. And I know that wasn't great either. None of the, if you go back 100 years, history in Europe, Germany in particular.
Yep. It's not great.
It's not usually great. But but interesting to Jake, apparently. So I'm gonna be out on this one as interesting, and I'll let you take this.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because I mean, they started building it back in 1913, and it said, according to the article that I was reading, it was the world's first motorway. They were just trying to make and that was even dating all the way back to like to Rome and way back. Like they were trying to connect things via roads all the time. That was something because as soon as you did that by rail. In like early U.S. history, like it was a lot, just trying to connect cities far apart and then, be able to expand civilization out. But it was interesting. So back in 1913, it started as a 2-lane, like a separated highway. So like a northbound, median, southbound.
Yep.
And it said there was a history in racing there. I don't know what that was. Maybe there was like early motorsports testing and stuff on that, but it said it was like, there was a lot of motorsports influence going into designing the initial Autobahn. So then that all kind of got put on hold. And apparently, Hitler, saw a lot of potential in being able to reach things quickly. And so he built a lot of north, south, and east, west connecting roads, and expanded it a ton throughout Germany and throughout Europe. In the 30s, it was building a lot of it there. But after World War II, this was really interesting to me. Like after World War II, a lot of it was left in ruins because military traffic used it with like tanks and stuff, and they abused the crap out of it. So it like destroyed the road. So it wasn't very useful after that or usable after that. Yeah. So they started repairing a lot of the German elements like right after World War II. But I guess it wasn't until the reunification of Germany in 1990 that they really started taking that seriously and rebuilding like all of it. And yeah, it says like not that recent, like 30 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's when they rebuilt a lot of it. And I guess now, as it stands today, it's the third largest superhighway in the world, which is really interesting.
What's our superhighway? I see that U.S. and China. Is it Route 66?
No, I think they're talking about I think it's the network of highways. So I think it's like 43 and 94 and everything. I think it's the interstate itself. Okay. and then whatever China's got for that. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. It says now it's 8,200 miles in length total.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy? But
You've
yeah,
heard
so I
of
thought
the
that was interesting.
cannonball, but have you
Yeah.
heard of the cannonball? I don't know how you
It's like,
say that with
easy,
an
dude.
accent.
Easy.
Yeah, let's take it light on that one.
Yeah, we're tapping Zach in here. Jeez.
But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I would really like to. I mean, it's every car guy's dream to get over there and take some super fast car out on that thing, right? And just be able to max it out. So we got to make that happen at some point.
Yes.
Get over there once everything's opened up and back again, and travel's open, and we can get over there.
Yep.
Definitely got to make that happen.
Yes. Yeah, it's definitely, I think it'd be really neat to build like a list of like the whatever, like the 10, like I've got a friend who's like going through a book that's like all the things you're supposed to do before you're 30, stuff like that. And so it's just like, maybe these are like the 10 roads you have to hit on your car before you die or something like that. Because this is one of them. Tail of the Dragon, 100% is one of them. I think whatever it is, Route 1 that goes down the West Coast. Like I think there's a lot of really iconic roads. Even a lot of them just here in the States that you could, turn into a pretty cool road trip experience with your vehicle.
Like the car guy bucket list.
Exactly. Yeah, we should do that. Let's put together a car guy bucket list. That'd be pretty rad.
Cool. All right. Back had a little bit of technical difficulties at the end of the Autobahn discussion, but
there we go for the first remote episode. We knew it was going to happen.
Who knew? Technical difficulties. But yeah, that's super interesting. Definitely need to get some cars out there sometime and do some driving. Definitely bucket list items. I think we talked a little bit about the car bucket list.
Yeah.
But definitely something that we got to do, and send in your ideas too. There's other car 100%. Stuff. Like we're only 3 dudes. Like we can't think of all the ideas. There's other car stuff that we got to do or has got to be on that bucket list. I would love to have that be a link on our socials.
Yes.
It's like, hey, here's the car bucket list, downloadable something.
Yes.
That you guys can check off or add ideas to or something like that. That would be really, really awesome. Actually, on that note too, I mean, you guys are watching this. If you're enjoying this, please share it with anybody that you can. We, of course, we could do like the Patreon thing or the whatever other thing to try and monetize this. But we want to be able to put this out to other regular car people like us who just really love cars, really love motorsports, all of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So we want to put out as much free content as possible. But if you're enjoying this, if you could please just share it with somebody who also shares similar interests. We want to be able to share as much cool stories and cool experiences as we can.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
the more outreach we get with this, the more of those things we'll be able to do, more of those stories we'll be able to share, and hopefully crazier stories come out of that too that we'll be able to share with everybody. So I know that's what I'm super excited for.
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. It's neat to we're just 3 brothers who talk car stuff. And I mean, this is the perfect, like if you got that coworker that you just kind of mention stuff, he's got a cool car, he said something to him a couple times. Like this is something that like gives you kind of weird topics to talk about each week. Like this week, you get to talk about the BMW thing, stuff you learned in the Autobahn a little bit. But it gives you just kind of little things to grow relationships with people, build those communities. And yeah, like Zach was saying, like we want to be more involved with events. We want to do more of those type of things, highlight those stories. And it doesn't seem like much, but because we don't want to charge you guys a monthly fee or anything, just sharing the video to your feed, adding your commentary, feeding back, like shooting us a message and letting us know what you think and different, hey, this is something I learned. Like that stuff we'd love to push on this platform, get you maybe a few more followers, give you some publicity there, and grow that way. But
for sure.
But yeah, we've got some cool, Zach hinted at it a little bit, but I've been working on a website in the back end too. So we're going to have some sort of hub to host a lot of that. We've got obviously that cool shirt that we designed for Tail of the Dragon. I got a big old stack of stickers here that we're trying to figure out how to distribute, what that looks like. Hint, if you message us, you might get one. But yeah, we're trying to, trying to grow it a little bit, but like right now, like in our basement, because we're not together for this week's episode. We're just filming it, splicing it together. But yeah, it's cool.
Like, help me get out of my basement.
Yeah, you can't. I framed it pretty well, but right here is my sewage drain above the frame, and then a water heater. Water heater, and then washer and dryer. So it's framed in pretty well. Zach's got a pretty nice garage, but he's kind of crapping in on the back end of his garage too. But
yeah, I'm not showing that side or that side.
Yes.
So,
but no, I had some cool other stuff that I want to talk about specifically, like talk about this whole chip shortage things that's going on. I did a lot of digging into it, and I think it's cool to talk about, figure out what's actually going on, and this crazy new crate engine that Ford came out with that I didn't actually know they came out with.
Insane.
So there was a version before it too, before this one, that this one one-upped, which I didn't even know about, but yeah, we'll get into that next week on next week's episode. But thank you guys. Thank you for watching this week's episode. We'll see you again next week.